It's easy to not even notice the nondescript Community Justice Center on 4th Avenue South in Seattle. But Reverend Jimmy James says this office, which helps offenders who are re-entering the community, demands your attention.
Most people want to come out and they are serious about changing their lives. Well, I just want to give you a little bit of information.
James is executive director of a program called BEST, Being Empowered Through Supportive Transitions.
Had you ever voted before?
No, I haven't.
The Department of Corrections has asked us not to identify the people James is talking to. People transitioning back to the community following a prison term and a period of state supervision.
Understand and know, educate them about their right to vote.
Part of that transition includes understanding that in our state, the voting rights offenders lose after committing a felony are restored once state supervision is completed. Reverend James is trying to impact a challenging trend. The state says of those released from prisons in 2014, nearly 1 in 3 returned to prison within 3 years.
That right, and go ahead and vote.
Most definitely.
James helps people file re-registration paperwork and receive a ballot. A civil right many of us take for granted bears a deep significance for those who've served time and those who haven't.
It makes our community more whole when everyone gets that true second chance to be a member of society.
Well, basically, everybody has a voice.
Thomas, not his real name, was confused about losing his voting rights and hopes the work of programs like BEST can help educate others who may see their past conviction as a permanent block from the ballot box.
I think if maybe people get more knowledge out there, then more people will come out and vote.
It can make a huge difference.
It's part of a larger issue for corrections specialist Cynthia Softly, whose mother, growing up in the South, lived through the civil rights movement.
She drank from the colored fountain. She rode the back of the bus. She went to a segregated school.
Softly, a teacher for the DOC's behavioral intervention classes, says programs like BEST are tearing down some walls we may not even be aware we're putting up.
Once people pay their debt to society, then they should have the right to vote. If it becomes too difficult for people to figure out how to vote, then sometimes people give up.
The BEST program is one of dozens supported by the Voter Education Fund, a partnership between King County Elections and the Seattle Foundation.
So if you vote or you don't, you're still going to be impacted by the decisions that are a part of the process. So if you are an eligible voter, it's incredibly important to vote.
Jonathan Cunningham is program officer for the Community Programs team at the Foundation, a nonprofit that, with King County, is putting $1 million into the Voter Education Fund to reach out to communities with traditionally low voter turnout.
I vote.
I vote.
Longhouse Media's I Vote program, connecting with Indigenous people, is one of 40 grantees that last year alone contacted nearly 80,000 people across King County and registered more than 7,000 to vote.
We want to be able to fund organizations that can do culturally relevant, culturally specific voter outreach and voter education, always nonpartisan. We want to make sure that everyone who can vote.
Native peoples have something to say.
Filmmaker Tracy Rector says she's working to rebuild trust for Native Americans in federal and local governments by empowering her people and helping them find a voice in our political system.
Voter registration education shouldn't necessarily be this labor or this heavy lift, but it's yeah, I get to vote and make a difference.
And the Voter Education Fund is making a difference, says King County Elections Director Julie Wise.
I don't think it's by accident that King County saw a 76% turnout in our midterm election. What we're really looking at—
That's well above a 50% turnout nationally. And Wise, who also champions postage-paid voting by mail and same-day voter registration, says the Voter Education Fund is another tool to make sure all of our voices are heard.
We're really actively removing barriers for our voters. It really should be as easy as possible for all of us to participate in democracy.
All of us. It's the definition of democracy, power to the people, a power that, with the help of the Voter Education Fund, is growing stronger, one ballot at a time.
Everybody deserves the chance to change something important in their life.
The more people who are participating in society, it's better for everyone.
Watch CityStream Thursday nights at 7 on the Seattle channel, or get video on demand and podcasts anytime at seattlechannel.org.